yourself.
Okay, well, I gotta.
Now my brain is so smooth that I had to find out what capital punishment is real quick.
Uh,
So why don't you thoroughly explain it to me for 1 second?
it's basically the death sentence.
Oh, depends.
No.
I mean, you want to discuss who deserves to live?
No, I actually don't. This is just the first question is meant to shock you and make you feel a little uncomfortable.
Okay, I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah,
That's good.
We did the intro.
Might be the anxiety though.
That's why I asked you how big your dick is last time.
I'm very comfortable with my penis.
Very true.
Other people's penises, now that's a whole different story.
So anyway, how have you been?
I have been surprisingly busy. I've been doing like work, breaking my back, and not in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
And that was last week. Last week was busy because of work and demolition works at scouting.
Mm-hmm.
This week I've got absolutely fuck all to do, so I've been delving into some philosophy, and I've had like 2 existential crises already. So I think I'm doing it right.
Philosophy as in you read up on some philosophers, or philosophy as in I'm laying in bed thinking about the universe and stuff, bro?
I mean, no, that just cause and effect, you know?
Yeah, but you better.
I've been reading up on philosophers,
Mm-hmm.
effect being I'm laying in my bed thinking about life.
Okay, so but you first looked up philosophers.
Yeah, no,
Out
you
of
know the whole PewDiePie, he's big on stoicism.
I've heard about that, I guess, yes.
Yeah. So I started off there. It's just what is stoicism, all the big virtues, and then you just get lost in the rabbit hole of YouTube. You end up at nihilism. Now that's a fun stuff, isn't
Hey,
it?
nihilism is where all the fun stuff begins. You know, Nietzsche was a bag of laughs.
Hell yeah. Then what was it? Horse died. No, horse was being whipped, and he just fucking snapped.
Yeah, that is something like that happened indeed. He had a thing about rights for animals as well. I don't remember.
So all the great stuff he's wrote, and in the end, he's just a horse girl.
Sure, that's one way to look at it. I'm going to ask you then, what, like, did you just have, because of the PewDiePie thing, like, did you just have a curiosity of philosophy, or did you, like, looked at it for your own life?
Oh no, I just like reading up on stuff because it's fun to be pretentious. Which sounds stupid, but it genuinely is, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, because in the end, you spend all this time in your own head, and then you just go to work one day and you're like, oh, life is quite simple, actually. So philosophy is for when I have nothing to do and I have nothing to like do except be in my own head and be like, nothing matters. In the end, the world keeps turning whether I'm here or not. And then you just go to work like, hey, what's up, Steve? My weekend, chill, just watching the game.
Nothing matters. Yeah, okay, no, I guess. Yeah, it's fun to be pretentious. I was gonna say, like, the thing about being pretentious is a person who's pretentious doesn't realize he's being pretentious. I think that's like the one.
No, I'm fully aware.
Yeah, so you're actually being ironic.
Oh God.
Not ironic.
The layers. There's more layers
Yeah,
than I
no.
thought.
Makes me think about you read up on nihilism then, somewhat.
Yeah. Wait, the nihilism. I went through stoicism, cynicism, pretty quickly. I love Diogenes because everybody does.
Diogenes
And it's like,
is he has a big cock, if you know what I'm saying.
yeah, everybody knew because he was naked as well.
Diogenes is a legend, yeah.
Yeah, so you're like, okay, well, that's a fun thing, You just do whatever you want. You're a cynic. And then you get to the later ages and you're like, oh God, motherfuckers became depressed. We must follow the virtues. There is no virtue. Without God, nothing matters. I could kill you right now. Well, who cares?
Good, no. But I feel like that's a thing about what I think. Okay, we should preface this with we are in no way experts in philosophy.
Nor are we big thinkers.
Big thinkers. Like I had like one lesson in my first chosen major in philosophy about ethics and shit. It was an interesting lesson. I failed the exam, but I still thought it was an interesting lesson. Then I had a lesson about the history of philosophy in general. So you start from
like history-wise,
like history, like just general, like you start in like ancient Greece, Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, and then you go all the way up to Wittgenstein, which is probably someone you don't know.
Nope.
And the focus on it, especially like there's philosophy, but focus is on the philosophy behind being able to know something. So like the thing about Descartes, you know Descartes?
What's no?
No, you might know his the adage that is attributed to him about like I think, therefore I am.
Oh yeah,
and that's basically the philosophical.
Welcome to the Speech Impediment Podcast, where we test your patience.
That's basically the philosophical. Thank you. I don't know where I had to put that emphasis. Philosophical. The philosophical idea about what we can truly know is real. Basically, Descartes says, because I am aware that I am thinking, I must be real. And that's the only thing we can for certainly know. All the other things are up for debate.
Yeah, that's also one of the. That reminds me of another video I saw. It's just I don't remember. It's just on YouTube. A guy, I'll send it through if I remember, which is the idea that you don't exist.
Yeah.
Because what are you doing? You're breathing. Well, no, you're not consciously breathing, so that's not really you.
Mm-hmm.
Blinking, that's not really you. What do you like? So he keeps going on about nothing you do is really consciously you, except maybe being conscious.
Yes.
So, in theory, you don't exist.
Yes.
Which is huge. Which is what?
No, you go ahead.
Which is kind of where I tapped out because I'm like,
not this again. Yeah.
I
mean, it's fun to think about, but I'm not gonna make a living out of thinking about that shit.
Oh no, no one is anymore.
No.
What I basically my metaphor for how I like to educate myself on philosophy is like, say you have a big old river, and it just keeps flowing, and you walk along it, and every once in a while I dip my hand and I go, "Ooh, the water looks fresh here,"
and
then I just like keep pointing people to that, like, "Hey, the water's over there. It's pretty fresh. Let me tell you about it."
And maybe like could drink the water a little bit. You know.
Yeah, just like I remember vaguely what it tastes like. Iron and zinc.
I liked it.
Yeah, because I'm a being a pretentious cunt. I'm also very much a fan of quotes. Just like God, I'm gassy today. The coffee good.
That's a good quote right there.
Yeah, no, like Mark Twain's the world owes you nothing.
Yeah.
And that's like I like to just like start off with that and being like, well, he's got a point. And you just keep pandering to yourself a lot while you try to sleep at like 3 a.m. in the morning. Or just who else a good guy for that? Oscar Wilde.
Oscar Wilde is a fucking delight. I have a tiny book full of all of his quotes, and they're great.
Same, actually.
Did we get the same thing?
Black Penguin? Or what is it called?
It's like the tiny pink book.
Oh no, I have a different one. I've got the tiny pink book of Edgar Allan Poe, I think.
I'm trying to look for it right now.
Oh yeah. I'll keep the people busy with some excellent
I
quotes.
can still hear you. We can still talk, but my
Oh,
audio
excellent.
might be far away from the. Oh, God, I'm looking for it. Goddamn.
All art is quite useless. What a self-absorbed piece of shit.
You're sick of you.
Conversation is one of the loveliest of the arts.
There it is.
That goes in contradiction.
There we go. Yeah,
it's fun
you're
to
reading
be like-
Edgar Allan Poe then right now?
I have read.
No, but those are those Edgar Allan Poe quotes.
Oh no, that's also that's Oscar
Yeah,
Wilde.
okay.
I wouldn't call Edgar Allan Poe a self-absorbed
No,
piece of
yeah,
shit.
like Edgar Allan Poe, he seemed like way more of a downer.
Yeah, he wasn't that happy, The whole murder that he didn't forget about and all that.
Yeah,
and talking to the Ravens, he got something up in there.
then like perving on his cousin when she was like 13 or something. I don't know.
I mean, at the time it was fine.
Even then.
We gotta elevate.
Okay, so there you have the quotable Oscar Wilde, a collection of wits and wisdom. So I'm gonna
Aye.
see if I can find a good quote here. So,
No, we gotta do it at random. A true
okay,
artist.
I'm gonna do the
Page 55, the second line.
okay, page 55, the second line.
Yeah.
I'll just go to page 55 because most of them are just one line because this
Single line. Oh yeah, it's like
this book is so fucking
I love
tiny.
those.
Okay.
Coffee table book, but only if you like espresso.
So this is we'll keep it with one quote, and because otherwise
then we'll move on.
this will be just a reading. So the quote at page 55: "For fascinating women, sex is a challenge. For others, it is merely a defense."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean it's something there, but
there's something there, but it's kind of it's got some 16th century charm to it.
yeah, this is some subtext, I guess I don't know. It's one quote, but yeah, that's the kind of guy he was.
Yeah, the dandies.
The dandy, yeah, exactly. That's what they were called. Well, that's what he called himself.
I paid attention to my cultural history classes. Don't worry about it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what my weekend has been.
So my weekend was philosophy and all that shit.
What you been up to?
I had deadlines.
Ooh.
And I am bad at deadlines because it's like I have four days in front of a deadline. I'm like, I gotta work on this. And guess what? I don't work on it. Then I gotta work on it.
I feel you.
3 days left. You're not gonna work on it, but you know you gotta work on it, but you won't. And you have like all these days you keep free because you say you're gonna work on the thing, so you gotta keep it free. And then it's 2 days, still didn't work on it. And then it's just one full day before it's like, okay, I'm gonna work on it. And then you do a pretty good job on that one day, but it's like 15 minutes before the deadline, and you're like, oh shit, I forgot this very important thing that it takes for a long time, and 50 minutes isn't enough for it. Well, here goes. And I kind of did it because I prepared it, but it was like, ooh, shit. And then my internet didn't work properly, so I was thinking like, okay, I'm gonna unplug my laptop and run the fuck to where the modem is, just so I can fucking give this on time. Like looking at the clock, it's 58. Deadline is 59. Okay, let's fucking go. Let's run that. Okay, I got. Oh, I did it. I might like. I might like get way less than if I like did it properly and on time. But I think I'm gonna pass at least.
Yeah. What's the policy y'all got for late assignments?
0.
Oh hell yeah, up top.
Yeah, no, pretty much it was. I did it one time like last year for a similar assignment of a lower level, of course, and I got a 0. I got a 0 with a lot of points, and like at that point I was like, oh, got a 0 for this, better overcompensate for it. the, the next task, and I
No.
did. I actually did, which was surprising to myself. And at the end of the my total score was like 75% nearly, which is also pretty good. Which makes me think if I had like none had a zero, I might have had like 85% or something.
Oh no.
I know, like I don't fucking care because I got through it.
Passing
And
is passing.
yeah, no, passing is passing. I got through it, and it's really not like something like I wanted. I wanted to do it good, but it's not really consequential
Yeah.
and like
There's no
a
point in
career,
doing it good.
you know. Like there's a point in doing it good, but there's
Yeah, no.
like it's my I have 3 of these lessons for every year, like always a level higher. So I was like, this is not gonna matter when I get my masters anyway. The points I had
No,
for this
because
assignment, I just passed. That's great.
no employer's ever going to be like, well, you've matched all the criteria, but we asked for a copy of this paper that you handed in back in 2020, and let me tell you, you are going to have to convince us now.
Yeah. No.
No, I remember like last year,
Mm.
I had a team project that counted for like 30% of our total grade of the semester.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time I was still dealing with some shit, so a panic attack kicked in.
Oh yeah, yeah, okay. Uh-huh.
And I was late, so I was about to ruin 6 other people's scores with 6 other people's 30% because my job was basically do documentation, print it out, and bring it in on time.
Ooh, yeah,
Which
yeah.
when you do like, well, it shouldn't take more than 15 minutes
Mm-hmm.
to print out 60 pages recto verso.
Mm-hmm.
It does when you use school printers that aren't aware of your anxiety and your stress.
Yeah.
So what happened was printer not work, documents very shitty. Me go to professors, be like, "Hi, this is what happened. Can there be an exception made?" Because also, in hindsight, I realized that I could have just, noticed the bad prints, gone back to my laptop, reprinted it, and handed it in time.
Mhm.
But being as I was just in a sheer blind panic,
Yeah.
I was just stressing and shaking for half an hour.
Oh yeah. Oh god, why is it so recognizable? Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I can now say that mental illness has actually saved my grade once.
Because he allowed you to.
Oh yeah, no, because we got some fucking people from the school counseling in, and then
Oh damn.
we got me fixed up real nice and good. But I was just like, fuck, I'm gonna ruin 6 people's grade. This is
Yeah.
the downfall of my life.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, yay.
Which is a fun anecdote to pull up, which is like, yeah, it's not all bad being fucking anxious all the
I'm
time.
just about to
It's
say.
not bad.
I was just about to say yay for mental illness.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's mental illness, isn't it?
Oh God. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. No.
No, but I'm very casual about, I don't know how serious you take. I mean, this is not a me downplaying mental illness. It's just like because I could have also been like, okay, I'll just take this L,
Mhm.
but I'm like, okay, I'll have to own up to this one. That's actually the moral here,
Mhm.
but
Mhm. I see.
I'm just not too serious about
think-
it because it helps me.
Yeah. Fair enough. No, that's probably also a coping mechanism, right? Somewhat.
Yeah, I mean, comedy's a coping mechanism.
Like yeah, like the most famous coping mechanism, I think.
Are you readjusting your mic?
What I somewhat yes. Did you hear that?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, it's very noticeable.
Okay, I will stop. Sorry.
No problem.
I was gonna say something. Yeah, since you had a group project and anxiety must have felt like a tenfold because I cannot imagine that.
Yeah, I don't give a shit when it's just for me, but when it's like, hi, you're now responsible for these people's grade, and I just machine break.
Anxiety sucks, man.
Yeah, it's
I
awful.
don't get it. Like
You ever just
people who like say they work more and better under stress. Like what do they sniff? I don't get it. I freeze up with stress.
yeah,
I look away. I look at funny cat videos on the internet when I'm stressed. Uh,
I don't know.
that's
Recently, I've been like responsibility usually beats stress when you're like getting very anxious about something, you know?
somewhat.
Like fuck, but also I have to do this, so you just do it.
Mhm. Um,
The Shia LaBeouf video saved me. Just do it.
yeah, that's right. The weird thing was like last year, I was pretty good at keeping ahead of my deadlines. But now, like something in my brain is like, nope, I said be bad now, and I don't want to keep ahead of my deadlines anymore for some reason.
Because I think for me that's because there's no end goal really. When you don't, when you have a deadline
Hmm.
and it's like tomorrow, and if you don't do the task then there's accountability and you'll have bad things happen.
Hmm.
But as long as that day doesn't come,
Hmm.
if you're 2 weeks beforehand and you don't do the work that you wanted to do, nothing bad happens.
Hmm.
That's, I think, why you're generally like, it doesn't really matter if I don't do anything beforehand because nothing bad happens until it's the day beforehand. You're like, oh, bad things have happened.
Like everything is on fire. Is like this is
Yeah.
fine.
It's also, have you seen the TED talk about the stress monkey?
It's one of the most famous TED talks.
Yeah.
The thing is, like,
Yeah.
it doesn't solve anything for me. Like, I remember
No, it's
watching
just like,
it explains very well, but it doesn't solve it. uh,
I'm just chilling with the monkey now.
yeah, Lucky's good. You know, nice guy.
Yeah. So, you've just been working on deadlines.
Yeah, I finished them, and there's like some sort of relief that I don't have to finish. That I don't have to finish. That I don't have to worry about them anymore. But next week I got a presentation on them, which is not bad, but it's also not good. So it's also meh. But I'm less stressed about it.
Because it's all, yeah, I mean, once you have the it's fine vibe,
Yeah,
you kind of hold on to it.
yeah, but it's also like the most thing for like the deadline was like yesterday, and like I have to do a presentation on the task I did yesterday, so I feel like most of what I needed to do
I'm going to say,
was already done.
yeah.
So I was like, okay. Thing is, the particularly annoying thing about this task was like it built further on the last task we had. And that like
Hmm.
last task said you have to have this part of your research, this part of your research, this part of your research, and this part of your research ready, and then you'll get a grade, and I'll give you feedback on it. So I
Hmm.
did that, went for the feedback, took notes about the feedback, and like this task was like I'm gonna say like last task was called like draft research design, and this task was called research design. So it basically also had like the same, like you have to have this in the work, you have this and this. But I was like, okay, but I got it, and like my notes say that like I know what I have to improve, but does this mean that I just don't have to like start a text from scratch? Like
Oh yeah, I can't do that
like
here.
it's like no, like I can't do that.
What do you mean build on it? The fuck do you mean build on? This is finished.
No, but it's not the thing. That's just like it feels so like less work than the task before, and it's like it can be real. Like you guys wanted me to do work, right? Like no, I just have to add some things. I have to look a few things up. I have to delete some things. I have to explain some
Oh
things
yeah,
more
like
fully.
that.
I'm like, but that's it wasn't hard. It wasn't like tough. I didn't have to like
Oh yeah.
go into the books or anything. It's like, huh? What? This is so easy. What? Ah! Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
I have this. I think that's the principle of like when you're making a drawing or something.
Mhm.
and you have like a sketch that you really like, and people are like, "Oh, you're gonna outline that?" No, no,
No,
I like
I
that.
like it.
Oh, you just have to outline it. Yeah, I know, I
Yeah,
know. I already did the base work, but the base work looks kind of better from before. I'm just.
yeah, so it's something along those lines. Yeah, but just the fact that like it felt as such little work was so like, huh?
A good start is half the work, and if you
And
did a good start, then
I,
you only do half
I
more
like. I
work.
hope that's the thing because the thing is, she didn't grade it. She said like she
Oh,
gave
my also shit.
feedback, but she didn't like grade it. It's like this is the score you have. Like, I need to score. I need validation of my work.
Well, it's not really validation. It's just like
Yeah, no, well,
an
validations.
a guideline of seeing where you
Yeah, it's
stand.
confirmation of like.
It's not really fair that if you hand in the draft and then they're like, okay, yeah, you do this. Like, that's the same as saying, here, I made something, and you just hand them some shit,
Yeah,
and then you look back like, yeah, you can just polish this, but at the end of the day, you're still polishing shit.
yeah. That's what I felt because apparently,
I'm polishing shit.
yeah, no, but like apparently, like she said in the beginning, like your tasks will get graded and will count to your like final score. And I'm like, okay, but then she doesn't like show us the grade of the task we did. Like she said, like, good job, but like this needs to be different. And then like I asked, like, you just like scores on these things. Like, yeah, you have scores on these things. It's like, what are they? Oh, I'm not telling you.
The house always wins.
I'm like, yeah, you know.
I see you also had an existential crisis this week.
Tell me I did a good job. My parents aren't saying it anymore. Just please, I need
Oh,
this.
That's deeper than I wanted to
No,
go today.
I'm kidding. That was
No, I'm quoting a TikTok. It's fine.
what?
I'm quoting a TikTok.
Okay, yeah. No, like that was just kidding, but like it's so frustrating. Yeah.
That's also a fun little thought experiment
Mhm.
/ improv thing if you wanna
Sure.
just well, it's two things. One of them was Dante's Inferno, but modern day. Like what circle of hell would you put ghosting in?
Oh, that's a good idea. Fuck. I might have to look at all the circles now. I like that idea.
Yeah. That being said, this is a draft, and you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I got ghosted a lot in the last week, and I just I got upset. I'm like, you know what's a good idea? Put him in hell.
Like, what type of anger should I feel about this?
Yeah. The other one was the 7 Deadly Sins, but in like the social media apps. So you got Pride, which is TikTok. More specifically, the people who are too proud to download TikTok.
Don't call me out, you bitch.
Twitter is. I think Twitter is just all of the sins combined. To be honest,
Twitter is like the worst kind. It's like
Twitter is lust. It's fucking.
no, Twitter
envy.
Twitch
Twitter
Twitch is
definitely-
lust.
Oh, Twitch is also lust indeed. I mean, Twitch is more sloth.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Twitch is kind of
gluttony.
sloth. Yeah, that's fair.
Gluttony's pretty easy. Just fucking what is it called? Uber Eats.
Uber Eats. Like
That's an easy one.
Instagram is
Actually, maybe Snapchat is lust.
Snapchat could be lust, yes.
Instagram seems like envy would be good.
Envy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Facebook is
envy.
wrath. You can't tell me different.
Facebook is wrath.
Oh,
Twitter
is wrath.
Twitter is most of all wrath, to be honest.
Yeah, we will put wrath on
Facebook
Twitter.
is not that big of a, at least for me, it's not that big of a social media platform anymore. I just like have like personal groups which are important that I post in and like chatting with people. That's all I use Twitter for. Like I barely scroll down my newsfeed.
Yeah. Imagine if this was like when Facebook created Messenger as a separate app, it's just like goodbye, my lover.
You can
goodbye, my friend. Because no one uses Facebook anymore.
Yeah, you can.
It's just Messenger.
Yeah, exactly. You can like delete your Facebook and have
without having Facebook.
What?
You can just use Messenger
Yeah,
without having a
I
Facebook.
was just about to say.
Yeah, it's just a separate app that's better and all it's used for. Do I know the seven deadly sins even? Pride, wrath, lust, gluttony, envy, sloth. What am I missing? I'm missing one.
Sloth, pride, lust, envy, sloth, gluttony.
You said
No, I'm counting them right now.
greed.
Greed.
Which one is greed?
Greed as
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, Robin Hood.
Is that an app? Is OnlyFans a separate app?
I mean, it's probably an app. I don't know why it wouldn't be an app. No.
Let me do some.
Twitch might be greed as well, actually.
In a way.
Or YouTube. Is YouTube?
I mean, every social
yeah. YouTube be greed? I think YouTube would be greed.
Every social media app is greed if you're the CEO.
Okay.
Wow.
Wharf. That's a good thought experiment.
Yeah. No, it's not.
No, it's not, apparently.
It's not an app.
TikTok? There's no TikTok app?
Okay.
They might not.
You want to play? Let's play a game.
Mm.
So I went to the app store and I just looked up OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how many apps did I need to scroll down before Twitter was there?
2?
No, it's a bit more.
5?
It's 5, exactly. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
OnlyFans. Did you mean Twitter? Well, I might have actually, yeah. Now that you mention it. Did you know we had a fucking? It's also a thing I got upset about this week.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know we have a passcode to our identity cards?
Yeah.
Do you know it?
Not by heart, but I keep the note where it's on in my files.
I mean, like the 4-number pin.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Why the fuck? Like I already. I tried to like do use the app that shows you as a student how many hours you can work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for Social Security.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, okay, now given the 4-number pin, and I'm like, this is the first time I've heard of this.
You gotta. I have it right here in a paper on my desk in a file cabinet, because I know I'm gonna need it for like some work shit, or because when I didn't go to university, I had to pay my own taxes because I worked. Yeah, so I needed that with the ID reader thing to pay my taxes. So yeah, I know. I'm well aware.
Imagine paying taxes. Couldn't be me.
Hey, good thing is, since I worked so little in a year,
there were barely any taxes.
No, I got back.
Oh yeah, but that's not good either, because that means you paid too much during the year.
What do you mean?
Well, if you get tax returns, that means during the year, I don't know if, what, but you paid for something too much, or you got too much of your wage cuts due to whatever.
No,
bullshit.
I think the way it worked was you only pay taxes when you make a certain amount of money, and the amount that I made in a year wasn't that much. It was under the cut they take. So I think it's to help people who don't make a lot of money, so they don't get taxed too much. Because I was below that, I got a bunch of tax returns for that.
I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure that's how my father explained it to me as well.
He called you broke in the most diplomatic way.
Not really.
Government did.
Because I know I barely worked. I mean, I worked a lot, but I barely worked in a span of a year. And for 1 calendar year, I only worked 3 months for 2 calendar years.
That's what?
Yeah.
I thought you did way more.
No, in total I worked 6 months.
Just because there wasn't work, or
no, I worked 6 months total, but 3 years at the end of the year and 3 years at the beginning of the year.
Oh,
okay. Work in a calendar year, So I got one part of my tax returns because I didn't make that much money. The government gave me my money back
Oh, okay.
for 1 year, and then
Damn.
like last year I got it back for the other year because taxes were per calendar year.
Yeah, I'm still do a forced crash course in finances once I start working in a couple years. 'Cause
Yeah,
I have no idea how anything works.
school doesn't fucking explain that shit to you for some reason. I don't know why.
You know what I do know?
Hmm?
Pythagoras theorem,
Yeah, bitch. Ooh.
which I ironically actually use because I use CAD a lot in my course, but that's beside the point.
It's the principle.
It's the principle. Can't do my taxes in CAD because it's a fucking editing software.
Oh, yeah. Uh,
I'll just give yeah, I'll just give the government a 3D render of my taxes next year.
yes.
What you gonna do, huh? You didn't specify what file you needed.
Joke I'm thinking since we're talking about taxes. You know what a flat tax is? Flat tax proposal?
No.
It's that everybody like percentually has to
Oh yeah,
pay the same
yeah.
amount
Okay.
of taxes.
So it's like okay.
Like everybody has like give 5% of their income to taxes, but that's like
I think it's more than that.
yeah, but as an example, it's like everybody has to
Yeah.
give 5 throughout the whole, like no matter how much you make, you give 5%. There's this joke in The Simpsons which is really funny. It's an episode where like Homer has the crayon that was put in his head taken out of his head, and he becomes smart.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. I think.
When he's smart, it's like one of the jokes is like, I was working out how a flat tax proposal was gonna work out, and accidentally proved that there is no God. It's such a funny joke.
Yeah, it seems about right. Simpsons. I like it, but I despise the community around it.
I am not that aware of the community around it, to be honest.
Well, not the community, just the fucking anything happens. These fuckers. The fucking Simpsons predicted that one.
Oh yeah, that's getting annoying. Yeah, at first,
actually, in episode 5,225, because they made so many,
and still making to this day.
Yeah, like there's a good Vsauce video on that, where the truly amazing day is the day where nothing amazing happens. Just the fact that coincidences are not as coincidental as you might think. They're not rare.
I see.
Shit happens all the time. It's like, oh, The Simpsons predicted Donald Trump going down an escalator in the Trump Tower being recorded on live television. What do you know? You know,
and some
that type of shit.
Some of them just become like self-fulfilling prophecies.
Yeah, because you keep looking for it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm just
because
tired.
Like, at first, it was like, okay, it's a fun novelty thing about like Simpsons
predict the future.
Predict the future. Yeah, it's a fun novelty thing. It's like maybe a little bit of a joke, but then people are really like, it's some Illuminati shit. Yeah,
I feel like it's like the conspiracy theorists are like, who the fuck gave Gary 2 cups of coffee in the morning again?
Yeah, I got that, Gary.
We must figure out the data mainframe, Bitcoin. What's it mean? Chain of command. What is it called? Blockchain.
Blockchain, yeah.
Do you know what blockchain is?
I think I one time like some oversimplified YouTube video explained it to me. I was like, oh, okay, and now it's gone.
I hear blockchain a lot, and it's usually by people from LA. So I'm like, it's not real. It cannot be real.
It's like the way people of LA use fucking horoscopes and shit.
Oh yeah. It's like, so you're telling me you invested on Bitcoin because it's a new moon, and now you're a millionaire. Yeah, it's quite simple when you think about it, actually.
To be fair, I don't think that's like how most people. I mean, some people might, but most
I
people.
mean, they are. I mean, it's been a lot of interviews around it, and most of the fucking Wall Street uh, thing these days,
Mhm.
most of them are fucking superstitial as hell.
The art, yeah, I guess, but it's also because that's kind of a casino as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking great.
It's like some like in sports, like my best team won when I'm wearing this shirt, so I'm gonna wear the shirt every time they play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
superstition. It's a weird thing. You ever hung out with people who are really into horoscopes and shit?
I don't think so.
Good, keep it that way.
I'm like,
Weird.
like no, because I have good taste in friends. Like,
No.
no, I don't think so. I don't know. Oh no, I was with some kind of superstition person. I talked about Fiji before, didn't I?
You have.
Did I
Maybe
on
not
this
on the show.
podcast?
Not on the show, I think.
Yeah, but I went to Fiji for like 2 months, and
Yeah.
like
Spirit of learning.
how yeah, but like in how like
Volunteering work.
volunteering work, exactly, international volunteering work. So people from all over came. It was
So,
like
just so you're better than us, so continue. I'm sorry, man. I had
Oh,
to
no.
do it. You know, I had to do it.
Talking about wealth, it's making me uncomfortable because I feel like I'm wealthy, and now I feel self-conscious about being wealthy. Anyway, that's not the subject. No, so I went to Fiji, and there was like this one girl who was into like rocks. I mean, she was polite and nice and didn't like force shit upon her, but she like was superstitious on like this
Oh yeah, no.
souls of people and like gave this like special properties to some like crystal rocks and stuff. And was also into like palm reading and stuff. I mean, like she was nice enough and then force upon her, and she was like fun to be around. But yeah, she believed that shit.
Yeah. I mean, I say stay away from them, but there's nothing wrong with people who believe in that stuff. It's just when you start basing your life on it, I'm like, I don't know if I trust you with anything.
Mm-hmm.
But usually they have enough, self-awareness to be like, this is just fun.
Mm-hmm. You were talking about conspiracy theories and stuff.
What's your favorite?
No, like the jet fuel, steel beams. You know the gist.
The meme.
No, guess what YouTube rabbit hole I went into since last podcast, because that's apparently my thing in this podcast. I go down YouTube rabbit holes.
Okay, let me pick my favorite conspiracy theory. All the birds died in 1945 due to Reagan killing them. The birds work for the bourgeoisie.
Fucking cameras and shit.
Yeah. No, what did you go to?
The birds aren't real is the funniest shit post variety of conspiracy theories.
It makes sense though. They're always hanging out on the fucking electricity lines. Why they're charging? Obviously. Have you ever met a station pigeon? It's a broken model. It's the dump.
Oh, I love that conspiracies. I love the shit posts around that conspiracy so much.
Yeah, amazing. Because usually the people who start off the conspiracies don't know we're mocking them until we're like way too deep in.
Yeah. It's also so funny.
So yeah, which one did you go into?
No, it was kind of like the horror YouTube genre I got into. I don't even know how. Now that I think about it, oh no, it was one of those iceberg things. You know the iceberg memes.
Oh yeah, I usually don't like them because they're not that like scary.
No,
and they pretend to be scary.
Do they? I don't know. I think yes.
The Minecraft ones I've
I've
seen,
seen. Yeah,
but
I've also
that's
seen.
it's Minecraft.
But um, one of the iceberg videos I clicked was Lost Media. So of like videos that once existed, but there's no like copy of them right now. So I went down of like the most well-known bits of Lost Media, like some Lost Doctor Who episodes we will probably never
Never
see,
see.
and some like deleted scenes of some Cartoon Network show or something, until it goes to like this video of like cannibals, somebody like person who wanted to be eaten being killed by a person who wanted to be eaten by someone, and there's videos of it, and we probably will never see them. And stuff like all this.
Well,
Yeah. It's like was a case like in Germany about someone who wanted to be eaten and somebody who wanted to eat, and the person,
oh yeah, no, that's a real thing.
yes,
I've
they
heard about
met, and he killed him and ate him,
that.
and there's
Yeah,
videos of it that the court apparently saw or some shit, but we can't find it online or
yeah,
anywhere. So like
and
lost media like that.
yeah,
Um,
that's all such a weird fucking thing to think about.
yeah,
I'm a cannibal, but I want to do it with consent. He wanted to be eaten, but for some weird way the law works, that's my fault now.
yeah. It gives some like philosophical conundrums, I guess,
Questions
of
of people. I think that falls into the same category of psychedelic people who are like, why are psychedelics banned? What I want to do with my mind should be my
mhm,
uh, choice, you know.
mhm.
So it's the same thing as like if I want to be eaten by someone, I should be able to if I'm clear of mind, which usually, because that's basically suicide, you aren't. But that's a discussion that's maybe not for today.
Yeah. No, so yeah, there was like tons of lost media like that, and then like you get shit and you're recommended because of course you do, and then
Yeah, you watch one video. This is your life now.
there's like this video from one YouTuber who was like maybe not debunking a conspiracy, but like more like explaining it in a very like plausible way, because like there's this conspiracy called like 411, which is a conspiracy of why so many people get lost in natural no,
Environments?
not environment, like national parks and natural parks in America because they're so big and stuff.
Oh
Like
yeah.
some conspiracy people, like they always hide in the same, they always get lost in the same way, and then we find them with like no clothes on, hundreds of miles away somewhere else, or like people with kids say they were like looking at their kids and then looked away for a second, and then the kids disappeared as if into thin air. And it's like this channel just like explained like, well, first of all, lots of people um, go missing in national parks because national parks are fucking massive. First of all,
Yeah.
like second of all, people might who are lost might get cold and have hypothermia, and sometimes when you have hypothermia you feel like you are actually hot instead of cold, so you put off all your clothes, which is why you find people with no clothes on. Oh, okay.
Uh,
And like, okay, kids vanish into thin air like within seconds, but that could also be because like a strong current like dragged them away and you couldn't see them anymore or stuff. Like,
mm,
most things can be like logically deducted, and it's just like,
yeah, that's the same reason you don't see fucking ghosts in the supermarket at
yeah,
12 in the afternoon
yeah,
because it's not spooky enough. Yeah, no, the one I saw that was actually kind of interesting was the places where people go missing, as in like a heat marker on a
yeah,
map.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And below that, you saw the tunnel system. I think it's Yellowstone or some other.
yeah, yeah,
I don't know which national park it was. That was like, oh, so people just get curious, go in a cave, and
fall
they're gone now.
fall
fall,
somewhere probably. Yeah,
which is also why claustrophobia is just means to survival.
yeah. Exactly,
Yeah.
somewhat.
Yeah, because that's people. It is also a funny thought to have, like, you must overcome your fears, only the irrational
Yeah.
ones, and that's a line for you to cross.
Yeah.
I'm claustrophobic in an elevator, but I won't get lost in a cave in the national park. You dumbass.
But I also feel like there's degrees to like fears. There's like having like an actual fully realized phobia, which means like you fucking freeze up at the thing that you have a phobia about because
I think phobias are only like irrational. You know?
yeah, also because I made me think of like a guy who had a phobia of dogs and
Yeah.
like any dog. So
Yeah,
they like brought in to like help him get over it. They brought in like a puppy, and he was just like hiding behind his wife, almost crying, and all that other stuff. So like that was like a phobia, you know, that's a fully realized phobia. But then you have like people who are like, yeah, I'm afraid of heights somewhat, but I think I can get over it at least, you know. That's not a fully realized phobia. I mean, it's there. But
if you dare me to jump, I'll do it. But I'm
Yeah,
just not that
yeah.
keen on myself.
That's the point. Like, that's not a real phobia. I mean, you're definitely afraid, but like a real phobia is a detriment to your.
I mean, that's just the weird thing with any mental shit, because there's no clear line. You might have a phobia that's less severe than somebody else's phobia. That doesn't really mean that it's not a phobia. I think.
No, I'm not saying that's not a phobia. I'm just saying like I feel like real phobias are a detriment to your daily life. You know.
Yeah,
Like
phobia should like have physical implications upon being exposed. You mean?
not physical, just like somebody with agoraphobia who doesn't leave the house. That is a detriment to a normal daily life. That's a real phobia. But someone who is like goes to like I don't know the highest plank at a swimming pool, stands there and says nope and turns away. That's not a phobia.
Phobia, that's means to survival. You fucking idiot.
Yeah.
No, the only thing that I can think of right now is I don't really have I could qualify as a phobia, but those means it's like dust and loose hair. You know, just like you know, here's the thing you think of when you empty the dryer.
Yeah.
You have to like this thing in the front which collects the hella dust. Yeah, I can't look at it, can't touch it, I can't have that. Unlike recently when we were cleaning at scouting, I you know when you get like what do you call the sink? The little L shape underneath.
Yeah, the piping.
I think I was the first person ever to open that.
Oh, yeah.
Clean out the drain, and I was millimeters away from just throwing up everywhere.
Yeah.
I cannot stand it, but somehow I'm like, today is the day that I finally beat.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's maybe not like. I mean, I think a lot of people would find that shit disgusting.
I can like mentally try and fight it, but it's still like I need to have the strength to do it because usually when we're cleaning the dryer now, I'm like, okay, you open that in front of my face, I'm running.
Yeah. So I think yeah, that's something that I can understand. Like, yeah, that's somewhat of a phobia, I would say, but like, it doesn't like detriment you at all in your daily life.
No, cleaning out the
Same
dryer.
thing. I have also like this irrational, I wouldn't say fear, but like disgust of getting like paints on my face and stuff.
I get that, yeah.
And like mostly my face, I think also like on my normal skin on my hands or something, but like no, I just don't hate. I have no reason for it other than I just don't like it when that happens.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I only have that with things that I don't know. No, I'm fine with it, I guess. I just don't like lip balm for some reason.
Really?
I can't fucking stand the
Just
stuff. Yeah.
chapstick, just chapstick.
Yeah, chapstick, lip
I don't
balm.
know.
Just everybody in the winter's like, put this on your lips. I'm like, I'd rather have chapped lips. To me, chapped lips are less uncomfortable than having lip balm on my lips.
Fair enough. I don't know. I just think about some image of people eating that, and that disgusts me.
Ooh,
Yeah, well,
I mean,
well,
you have a green card for until you're like 5, I think.
yeah, that's fair. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't think
when you're 5, you're doing arts and crafts. You just, the glue does look tasty. I'm just gonna say it. The glue looks tasty.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's, reminds me of My Strange Addiction. The people who be eating mattresses.
Yeah, I don't want to be that.
The mind is a wonderful thing. How does that develop?
I don't know. I find that fascinating, but I think I'd hate those programs.
Oh yeah, it's definitely laughing at people TV.
Yeah.
It's like the British are very good at it. My super fat versus super skinny.
Is that British?
That is very British.
Oh, I thought it was American thing.
There's probably American versions of everything. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
no.
only watch the British one.
Mm.
It's like Top Gear. You have it in American, but
Yeah, but yeah. Give me a second here.
could you?
Ugh.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus Christ!
Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah.
Preparing for the dead sneeze.
The best thing, yeah, I was. No. To go on my YouTube rabbit hole horror stuff.
Yeah, the iceberg of.
Yeah, the iceberg.
Lost.
Yeah, I mean that the iceberg was just like the entry level because I actually like those videos a lot. For some reason, I don't know. I find them very cool. But then my recommended came full of this like horror.
This iceberg.
Like just recommendations of like horror stuff and very disturbing stuff. I also watched a video of like a Twitter serial killer from Japan.
Oh hell yeah!
Who used social media to find mentally suicidal people and then meet up with them and kill them. And some ones of his victims' brother could hack her Twitter account because she was missing for a while and hacked her Twitter account to see what she was doing and saw a message from that guy and told him where to meet and stuff. So they were able to find out where the guy lives, and the guy just opened up and the police asked where the sister is, and he just gestures inside to cool boxes. And the way the video is told, he says he gestures to he gestures to his room in his house. There are a bunch of cool boxes, and you just already know, oh no. Oh no, I know what's in the cool boxes. It's apparently he had already had 7 victims.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, I do remember. There's also a story of a serial killer in Malaysia
Mhm.
who was so infamous that when they finally caught him, they had to what do you call this? Mummify his body and put him in a glass box for people to see that he was caught and dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because of the social distrust.
The stress of the okay.
Yeah, the social distrust, which is just insane.
Mm-hmm.
But it's often when you watch these I don't know, prison documentaries or other shit,
Mm-hmm.
where you see any insane, actually non-ironic, mentally insane serial killer.
Yeah.
They're just if you don't listen to what they're saying and you just hear them talk, you're like, it's probably could be your professor just talking about anything.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they're all giggly and fucked up in the head Joker type insane, but that's I think a rarer type.
They barely exist, probably.
Yeah. It's weird. Sociopaths and psychopaths are just so calm and collected. It's weird, man.
Mm-hmm.
How you're and then I killed him. I pulled out his teeth because he was talking funny to me, and then he couldn't talk anymore, which is convenient for me
Yeah.
because I was always waiting to slash his throat eventually.
Yeah.
And I was on 3. Number 4, I really did a number on that one. It's what the fuck?
Okay.
Okay, good thing. Can I go back to the glass now? Because they're always in there
Mm-hmm.
in the cell.
It's,
I don't know. I've also, you ever been on what was it, 2015 when Reddit 50/50 was really popping?
when was 2015 Reddit 50/50, like the subreddits?
Yeah, the subreddit Reddit
Yeah,
50/50.
I have visited that subreddit once or twice.
Yeah, I visited it frequently because I then realized that I was quite immune to gore, and it didn't help that I got exposed to so fucking much of it at the age of 50.
Mm-hmm.
So it's this weird thing now because I can just I can go on Live Leak, watch people get absolutely decimated, feel nothing, but then watch spooky video about like a ghost and I can't sleep,
Yeah, yeah.
which shouldn't be a thing. This is why we got anxiety, I think. This is why the average student has as much mental stress as a insane asylum patient in the 1950s.
Maybe, yeah. That's also a thing because like I really went down the rabbit hole last night as well of
Ooh.
like this creepy stuff, and there was like a countdown video of like internet mysteries, as to say, and one of the internet mysteries was Jack the Ripper, but like the online image meme.
No?
Yeah, I think you do. That there's this like online creepypasta of Jack the Ripper, and it's always this one very famous image.
Oh, yeah. It's an old one.
It's an old one. It's an old creepy.
Yeah, I remember. It's like the white face with the knife.
There's no knife in the picture, but it's like the white face with like these eyes that bulge out and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, childhood trauma.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah, and basically they tried to like the mystery was like where did this image come from originally, and that's fine and all, but then I was like trying to sleep, and it was dark.
Jeff the Killer. That's the one.
Oh, Jeff the Killer, yeah, that's the one. And then I like tried to sleep, and then the image of that fucking image just came into my head. It's like, okay, lights going on, sleeping with the lights.
Lights going on.
Sleeping with the lights on this time.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I also have this thing where it's like I like to sleep with my curtains open because it lets the sun in the morning and it helps me wake up.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're like at night, you watch one of those fucking videos and you're like, fucking I either don't look out the window at all, or I close the curtains. But
Yeah. Yeah, no, I see. Yeah. And
we are children because I'm like, I know there's nothing out there. I know. Why don't I know?
Yeah, I know. That's also a thing because then sometimes your mind is just like your worst enemy at that point. Because I was like also like last night thinking about, because we have like a street light that is on almost all night. So I was thinking about like opening one of my windows where a street light is, and then I thought about like opening my one window which is like to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
With like normal opening curtains, and I just have like this thought of like, what if like one, because I have like also like these pieces of cloth that like stretch over, but they're not that they're somewhat see-through.
Mm-hmm.
So what if I like opened that curtain so I get light, because I was afraid of like sleeping in the dark, and I just like toss around, and there's just like the silhouette of a person standing there that I can see through the see-through curtain.
Yeah.
Why the fuck, Brain? Why did you do that to me? Because I was also like one level above the fucking ground floor. So I was like, why the fuck, Brain?
I don't know if that's ever gonna go away, but if you're just like at night you go pee in the dark, you come back, it's like your brain does these things guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Don't turn around. Don't look in the mirror.
Mm-hmm. There's also like one thing, because there's like this typical thing of like being scared of putting your lights out and going to bed because there's something under your bed, like a irrational childhood fear, like the monster can't get me if I'm underneath my
if I'm underneath the blanket.
If I'm underneath the blanket,
yeah,
that like irrational fear. And like that was something like I saw, and there was also like this other irrational fear that I never thought about before, but sometimes it comes into me, and I was like, why? It was like the fear that when you're like showering, and you're like using shampoo on your hair, and you're like closing your eyes because you don't want shampoo to go into your eyes. And then apparently someone had the irrational fear of like, now there's someone in front of you right now when you're closing your eyes. And I'm like, no, why do you do this?
I think that originates from fucking, the original slasher movies.
Yeah, also probably.
I've never had that, to be honest.
Mm.
But no, I just have the constant when it's dark and you're just by yourself behind you.
Yeah, no.
Behind you.
Yeah.
That's the one I have the most. Anyway, we're creeping up on the 1 hour mark, and I still have some deadlines. So
Yeah.
I'd like to end the show with one more thing, because it's also been popping up on TikTok. Do you have any like childhood movies or so, like a scene that just traumatized you for no apparent reason?
The scary scene?
Not necessarily scary, just one that traumatized the fuck out of you.
You went to the same kindergarten as I did, right?
Probably, yeah, but yeah, probably. What the fuck am I
We
saying?
might be revealing a little lot when
Oh yeah, I know what you're
you know
talking
what I'm
about.
talking
No,
about. I think we should talk about it just for the viewers. There's a show called Ik Make Gloria.
Ik Make Loerland.
Loerland, yes, that's correct.
Yes.
It's about like it was made so that like small children could learn how to pronounce letters.
Mhm.
And the villain of the show is first this very old man called Carbuncle.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like it's like 90s puppetry villain look like, and he looks like an ugly guy. He's not
It's like yeah, it's got a bit of the what do you call them, the Notre Dame guy.
Hunchback of Notre Dame, but like less
Yeah.
sympathetic, always angry looking.
Angrier,
And like his motivation is like
scared the fuck out.
yeah, it's scary. It's scary. Like that's okay. It's scary, but then like other scary part is like his whole thing is that he hates letters because he can't write. I believe.
Yeah, I don't. It's too long ago,
Then
man.
like he like erases all the letters, and like the protagonist has to go on like an adventure to get all the letters back. I'm gonna watch this shit
Yeah.
now. Yeah, I'm gonna watch this shit. So yeah, and the protagonist has to find like all the letters again, and then he changes into like a one-eyed fish monster to stop her throughout her adventure. God,
Yeah,
that's weird. Like, who made it and said, yeah, little kids like this.
kids will enjoy this shit. No, mine's a bit more irrational again.
Mhm.
You remember in Monsters Inc.
The original?
the scene? Yeah, the original,
Mhm.
of course.
Oh
the
yeah,
original.
we were talking about childhood. Yeah.
Anyway, so you remember the fucking machine that extracts screams?
Yeah, I see where you're going.
I was terrified of that. I couldn't I physically as a child I would look away. Until recently I never actually saw what happened because I would always look away
Mhm.
when I think it's called Randall the purple boy.
Mhm.
He comes back and his assistant is sitting there going white
Yeah.
because the machine is sucking out his life.
Yeah.
And I was so uncomfortable every time.
Yeah, I think I had a similar thing now that you mention it.
Yeah, I just can't fucking watch. It's anything with anything with sucking the life out of you just really scared me back in the day.
They also like really sell it in the movie as well. You have like Boo, who is like stuck in this chair and it slowly comes towards her. That's like horrifying.
So
Yeah,
scary. Then he turns white.
I don't.
I had the same thing with you remember Barnyard on Nickelodeon?
With Otis.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
There's one episode where he has the milking machine and he puts it on his udder, I don't know if it's the right or the wrong. Anyway, he puts it on his udder, and then they put the machine too strong,
Mm-hmm.
and you just see you hear him screaming off screen, and he's just like a husk, and he's falls flat,
Mm-hmm.
and it also makes just so uncomfortable. I can't handle it.
Fair enough. Now that I think about it, Otis was voiced and coded as a man in that show.
Yeah,
but he has others.
yeah. I've seen that question asked before, and it's probably because kids wouldn't really appreciate a 30 centimeter schlong hanging about half an episode.
I know, but still, like, why make him a male? Oh well.
Because kids don't know.
Yeah, kids don't know that.
It's like when people are like, "Oh my god, the Greek were so advanced with their acceptance of male love, while they just didn't have any concept of sexuality."
I guess, yeah. Not in the traditional way, not the way we see it, at least.
We're still figuring out how to be good old twinks.
Man, I love me some twinks.
I do love me some twinks. Not the American snack.
No,
I want to suck on a man.
no, the men.
The manly man. So, sir, we've came up with a nice little golden brown, blonde looking cake that we've just stuffed with cream. And now, hold your horses. I know what you're thinking. We are calling it a fucking twink. Yes, we are calling it.
Okay.
Anyway,
Is that it?
I think that's it. This was a pretty relaxed episode.
Yeah, I liked this episode.
Yeah, it was just kind of busy.
Mm-hmm.
Next time we'll have some stuff prepared to actually, because I still want to do like a tier list.
Yeah, we should do a tier list.
Haven't had time.
We should see what we like both agree on to do a tier list on.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Anyway, thank you for listening to another episode of the QT podcast. We've been your hosts, me and you and you and me and our friend Craig.
Yeah, and like, comment, subscribe, please. I don't.
Do we have a sponsor this time?
The sponsor is my anxiety.
Oh hell yeah!
No,
that's also one of my favorite characters that I've seen that I like to do lately is. Good evening. My name is John Jonathan Eric Erickson Eric John Johnson, and for just the whitest name, the white, just repeated on end.
Mm-hmm. No.
Anyway,
I think we can wrap this up. So, like, comment, subscribe. I have been me,
and I have been me.
See ya.